Going to stay right here. Okay, cool. We're going to keep this right here, and I'm going to get a little bit loud to get to that point where something exciting might happen in the game, and I don't want to blow out the eardrums of all of our viewers here this evening. So nonetheless, we will be joining you here tonight from Hastings High School as Floss puts up a 3.
Well, could I hear myself more? Is there a dial we can turn up?
Like if I was talking like this, is there anyone that we can turn up? Is that the highest that it goes? That's fine. That's fine.
I should have grabbed the other headset.
That's it. It is what it is. Good.
We're going to keep it. That can only mean one thing. He definitely lost the beef with Kendrick Lamar. But nonetheless, I'm Carl Warner. Welcome to Hastings High School. Welcome to Hastings High School. Alrighty. Let's see. Let's see what we can do.
Making the play. He gets the pin. Raiders are clawing their way back in this game.
Just snipes one.
It's over. Save. Oh my God!
Did you see that?
Great diving play.
He's hit a touchdown. Hastings Raiders win the ball game.
First place in the Metro East is on the line tonight. Good evening and welcome to Hastings High School. I'm Carl Warner and you're watching Hastings Community TV. Tonight we bring you a battle between the top two teams in the Metro East, the Hastings Raiders and the Tartan Titans. Let's start with the road team. The Titans are ranked 4th in the state. They're 12-0 and they haven't lost a game since Valentine's Day of last year. Check that, they've only lost one game since Valentine's Day of last year. On the Raiders side of things, they lost their season opener to Prescott, but they've been on a tear ever since. They're 9-3 under head coach Chad Fikema. One thing is for sure, whoever wins this game tonight will go to sleep this evening the number one team in the Metro East. As we get ready for team introductions between the Titans and the Raiders tonight. Seems like Tartan has gone back to their respective locker room as the Raiders remain out there. Fans still filing in as Tartan exits their locker room and heads down to the court. Taking a look at the Metro East Conference standings, as we mentioned from the top, these are the top two teams in the Metro East. Tartan 5-0 in conference, Hastings 3-1. Hastings picking up a victory tonight would put themselves at 4-1, but they would have that win over Tartan. It would put them in first place. Yes, Tartan 3 more wins overall in the year than the Raiders, and Hastings trying to hand Tartan their first loss of the season. And the warm-up clock is officially expired. And we will bring you a brief sportsmanship message before our nation's anthem. As it appears, we have some younger members of our Hastings basketball community out here to join the pregame festivities for the Raiders. Last time these two teams played at Hastings High School, it was a 65-50 Tartan win. As we bring you our nation's anthem. It is game time at Hastings High School. Time for some starting introductions for both teams. As we mentioned at the beginning, Hastings only has 3 losses on the year out of their 12 games. They lost their season opener at Prescott, but they've been on an absolute heater since. They've only lost 3 games. December 3rd at Prescott, of course. December 20th versus Two Rivers, and January 4th at Rochester John Marshall. Hastings comes into tonight's game on a 2-game winning streak. Tartan, of course, undefeated on a 12-game winning streak. The last time they lost came back in the section final, where they lost to Cretin-Durham Hall, the #1 team in the state. And believe it or not, the Tartan Titans have had quite the issue with Cretin-Durham Hall in the last 3 years. They've been eliminated from the postseason all 3 years by that school from St. Paul. In 2022, they lost the section semifinals to them. Then in 23, they lost the section quarterfinal. And of course, this past year, they lost the section final, the big one, where the winner gets sent to the Target Center and the loser goes home. As we see Lucas Floss get introduced. His brother already out there, Matthew Floss. And the final Raider to be introduced, Kyan Esterby. Taking a look at the student section tonight. And a couple of the staff members saying, we got... And one of the staff members seemingly saying, I got your eye on you, to that student section. Well, yes, indeed. We are all set for this Conference 4A matchup in the Minnesota State High School League. That is a look at head coach Mark Klingsporn of the Tartan Titans, the gentleman in the middle of the screen. Has to be thrilled with this beginning of the season. As we get a look at head coach Chad Fikema for the Hastings Raiders. A truly devoted basketball mind here in Hastings. Two 18-minute halves. We are underway from Hastings, and Tartan wins the tip. Starting things off with Richmond, who makes way and gets it back. In the corner for Wilson. Air ball. Moving it back around to Richmond. This is Banks for 3. That's too strong, but Banks gets it back. Mid-range. That won't go either. 3 rebounds on this first possession, but now Hastings gets the steal. Matthew Floss. Underneath to his brother Lucas. That'll go. Raiders take the first lead of the game. Now CJ Banks got tipped into an official, but the Raider bench loving it. We get another look at this first bucket from Lucas Floss. CJ Banks giving it to Richmond. Hastings bench very loud to start this one. Banks and Richmond just playing catch like it's baseball. Underneath to Ekraka. So we're all tied up at 2, under 17 to go here in the first half. Matthew Floss from outside the arch. Schultz. Now Strain. Moving down with some power. Lucas telling Matthew to go, and he got fouled. You could hear all the way up here Lucas trying to make that play. He gets the pass here, and then he just says, go, to Marlo Strain. And he's earned himself a trip to the line. And he gets them both. in the corner for Wilson. Missed his first 3 of the game. Richmond, they're moving the ball quick. Now to Akraka, who shifts around and finds the hole. Floss to Floss. In the paint. Too short off the rim. But Lucas being very aggressive, nearly got a steal. But now Tartan coming the other way. Richmond for 3. As Foss couldn't hit that one. Now Richmond. Back to Wilson. Tartan has spent a lot of time moving the rock around here in the early going. Wilson from deep. Down. That is an NBA 3 right there. Can Foss get in strong? Yes, he can. So the Raiders trail by 1 with 15 minutes to play in the first. Again, Wilson facilitating. Now he gets it back. Oisamni. Nearly a backcourt violation, but Wilson held on. Now he's got it to Richmond. Watch that shot clock. It's down to 9. Wilson down. 2 threes in a row for Tartan. Now Foss down to Schultz. Foss underneath to his brother. Layup good. As Jacob Reuter takes a seat at the scorer's table alongside a teammate. Raiders down by 2 here at Hastings High School. Wilson. That spot is just about where he hit that last 3 from. Going to Richmond. Forced to pass. Richmond once again down the baseline. It went off a Raider and recovered by Foss. Pushes up the court. Not fouled, but he finds the hole. Tie game. And we got a pretty full student section tonight as Wilson puts it right underneath, but unable to finish was Oisamni. Strain gave way to Schultz. Now underneath for the big man. Foss using that strength, and they're saying he traveled. Here's a replay of that last 3 coming up here from Wilson. That was the first 3 he hit, and then he hit a second one on the next possession. Thank you for joining us tonight here on Hastings Community TV. Carl Warner with you the whole night. Can Osamni make up for it? Looks like a crack is going to the line. Looks like we have a lane violation here. Looks like it was Reuter who picked up the foul. long range. That won't fall. If you're joining us on HCTV tonight, thank you. Down the lane, Foss. He nearly slid right into those extra bleachers. Thank goodness those weren't out even one more step. So now Matthew Foss at the line. Raiders down by 2 as the gym falls silent. The first one will rim out, but the Raiders wish they had Weston Schultz at the line. He is a .731 free throw percentage on the year, easily the best on the team. He doesn't get either of them, so that high effort play for nothing. Banks moving down to Kraka, who loses it, but Tartan will remain with the possession. Tartan is the number 4 team in the state, behind Cretin, Durham, Hall, and Hopkins, and Wyzetta. Richmond to inbound. Now Wilson, back to Richmond. And we've seen these guards be lethal already tonight for Tartan. Will Wilson take another deep 3? Yes! And we'll have a foul here, but we just had the third 3 of the game from KJ Wilson. Lundstrom into the game for the Raiders now. As Foss gives to Strain. Hendrickson. We're going to get an illegal screen. So an offensive foul for the Raiders will put an end to that possession. Now Ja'Kai Richmond passing underneath to Kraka, who finishes the job. So Hastings will take a timeout as they are now down by 7. And he took the first lead of the game, but I don't believe they've led since. Hastings 3 losses on the year. And we take a look at the Class 4A state rankings as of January 15th. Tartan in that number 4 spot. They're one of only 3 undefeated teams left, with Hopkins and Cretin Durham Hall. A couple of those freshmen at Hopkins are getting some high-level attention right now. And, of course, Cretin Durham Hall has just been an absolute buzzsaw. The defending state champions. Tartan trying to keep pace. So by the time the state tournament comes around, they get a favorable seed in sections. Now Hastings will bring the ball up the court. This is Matthew Foss. Giving to his brother, now Hendrickson. Pump fake on the 3, now he'll take one for real. Down! Hendrickson puts it home. Richmond cross court to Wilson for 3, too short. These Tartan guards have felt very comfortable shooting from long range as Wilson's able to hold on to that one. Oisamni gives to Wilson. Now Richmond gave it up for Gorgon. Gorgon once more. Richmond for 3. Hastings has seemingly taken more of a defensive approach of just letting Tartan take these long 3-pointers. If they make it, they make it. Foss underneath, gives to Hendrickson. Good pass, good finish. Hastings cutting the lead in half. Now they're only down by 3. Moving up is Gorgon. Made way for a Kraka. Can the Raiders move fast in the other direction? Down by 5. Turnover. Richmond, 1-on-1 and 1. Richmond with the steal, the layup, and the foul. Here's a replay of the turnover right into the hands of Ja'Kai Richmond. Brady Hendrickson made contact, and now the Titans an opportunity to take an 8-point lead. The lead stays at 7 as Foss threatens, and he gives way to his brother. And the layup good to go. His second leading scorer for the Raiders this season, only behind, you guessed it, his brother. Oysomni to Wilson. Now Gorgon. And it's going to be a foul on the Raiders. Some of the Raider fans not too happy with that foul call, as head coach Mark Klingsporn is directing traffic. Looks like Matthew Foss is coming out of the game, replaced by Esterby. Wilson with the bright red shoes, double teamed now, only for a moment. Giving to Richmond down the lane with a spectacular finish. Foss couldn't get his second in a row. Raiders down by 7. Tartan starting to put their stamp on this one. Under 10 minutes to go in the first half, live from Hastings High School. Wilson down the lane. Raiders starting to get frustrated now as KJ Wilson, I don't have live stats in front of me, but if I did, I think he would have at least 10 points by now. Cross course for Schultz. Good pass to Foss, who's able to finish and won. He was pushed hard by a Kraka. And you just, not sure if we're going to get that replay in. Looks like we are, or maybe not. But nonetheless, what a pass from Weston Schultz. And as one of our officials pauses to tie his shoe, and we get some substitutions in the game. It was a great finish by Lucas Foss. And Foss misses the free throw. Tartan very much controlling this first half, powered by Wilson, who takes that three, and it rims out. Rebound Tartan, but now the Raiders finally get it. Schultz keeping control, now giving to Esterby. Now Schultz. Full shot clock left. Foss. Schultz once more. Heavily, aggressively guarded. Foss, 10 seconds on the shot clock. Moving it around. Raiders trying to find a shot. Schultz spinning and finishing. Timeout Tartan. Raiders get the lead down to 5. What a run that was. Tartan at one point had a 7-point lead. As we take a look at the crowd tonight, gathered at Hastings High School. The Raiders are on this journey. And, you know, every single program has their own set of individual goals. And you look at Tartan, I think their main goal right now is to get by Creighton-Durham Hall in the playoffs as we take another look at the Metro East Conference. Hastings 2, Tartan 1. Now, the main goal for Hastings right now is to just win a playoff game. My goodness, the Raiders have not won a playoff game since February 25th, 2015. And for those counting at home, that was 3,614 days ago. I say again, February 25th, 2015. They won a home playoff game, section quarterfinal against Farmington. Right as Farmington went up a level. That three won't go, but rebound by Tartan, and Borsay gets the finish. Now Schultz. So essential on that last basket. Reuter, number 21, stolen away by Tartan. 7:23 to go. As a Raider is on the deck. He's limping. And we're going to have 3 Raiders going to the scorer's table. Looks like Liam Burnatz is okay. The 5'11 sophomore, number 2, who just took that spill. And Matthew Foss will inbound. Both brothers on the court now for the Raiders. Giving to Schultz. Guarded by Richmond. Foss. Great pass underneath to Schultz. The lead is back down to 5 as Richmond nearly double teamed. And these flying sky passes have been working tonight thus far for Tartan. That one's a little too short as Matthew Foss breaks away. Guarded by Stewart. Foss down the lane, turning and scoring. The Titans lead down to 3 here at Hastings High School. Under 7 minutes to go in the first half. Wilson. His fingerprints have been all over this first half. KJ matched up against Schultz. Would he dare take a 3 from that range? No, he's going to float one in for Gorgon. Now he gets it back. Wilson. A little too strong, and now the Raiders are coming the other way. Down the timeline. Foss using his height advantage. Nearly got the rebound. Maybe not the best shot that Lucas could have taken there. Stepped out of bounds. Laquan Stewart just gave up that possession for Tartan as the half-court pass ended up being out of bounds. Look on the right side of your screen here. Look, first of all, look at how far that pass goes. And we didn't quite catch it, but best believe Laquan Stewart did step out of bounds, creating that turnover. Now Strain, back to Schultz. And Foss. Behind his back, getting some help. Poked away by Richmond, but he holds on. Foss, 8 seconds on the shot clock. Getting some help. Underneath. Corner 3. Down. Tie game. Going the other way for Banks. Tartan has a 3-point lead, and a timeout will be taken. First of all, here's a look at this play orchestrated by the Foss brothers. This corner 3 from Matthew sinks, tying the game. And then on the other end, a shot went up, and CJ Banks, I believe it was, put that 3 right in the hoop. As Head coach Chad Fikema meets with his squad. Coach Klingsporn doing the same thing with Tartan. Plenty of youngsters in the gym tonight, taking a look at their Hastings varsity team. Hastings is more than holding their weight tonight with a top 5 team in the state. As we get things started here. Here's Esterby. Wilson has seemingly been out there this whole time for the Titans. Foss trying to find a pass. Finds his brother, now gives him a screen. Using that strength for the layup. The blue and gold are down by 1. KJ Wilson seemingly mastered these passes that are going over the Raiders defender, stripped away, and that ball's going to stick with Tartan. Really hard to see who it was last touched by. Looks like Lucas Foss is going to take a seat momentarily. Floater to Wilson. Now to Banks. Oisamni double teamed and he lost the ball. Raiders going the other way. Strain layup. Hastings takes the lead with 4:20 to go in the first half. Big swerve from Wilson now with Banks. Wilson for 3. That'll go. Ice in his veins. Underneath, again, Raiders tie the game. Exciting first half here at Hastings High School. Wilson, nearly double teamed, but they left Akraka all by himself. Crossing the half-court line. Foss. The only brother on the court right now. Esterby gives way to Reuter, using his size, but he traveled. But the Raider fans want a foul. As I see Jacob Reuter's father here in the stands, who definitely thought that was a foul, signaling all the way up here from the bleachers. Now, moving it down to Banks. Banks for 3. You better believe it. Tartan takes a 5-point lead. Raiders trying to close out the first half with some strength. Now remember, Lucas Foss is not on the court. No, he just got the ball back. He only sat down for a couple of minutes. Faked the pass. Underneath, last touch by Tartan. As one of our exceptional cameramen gives the ball back to our Minnesota State High School League official. Here was the kick out. Passed right back to Banks, where he cashed in. Long pass out to Foss. Underneath. Couldn't get that finish with Strain. There was Schmidt. And Richmond gets it back. Now Schmidt in the corner. And he traveled. Marlo Strain coming out of the game for the Raiders. Raiders nearly lost the ball as Weston Schultz carries this one up. Tartan fans wanted an offensive foul, but they won't get it. Look at Lucas go! What a move by Lucas Foss. Schmidt, Green. 35-41, under 2 to go. Raiders down by 6 here at home against the number 4 team in the state. Esterby for 3, and it goes! Number 3 gets a 3 for the Raiders. Number 3 got that 3, and he brings it within 3. Just over a minute to play. Long 3 by Richmond. Too strong. Rebound Raiders. 1:10 to go in the first half. Could you imagine the Raiders going into the halftime locker room with the lead? Foss nearly got the rebound, but I'll tell you what he's got. He's got a foul. Maybe throwing a little too much weight around there. Yeah, you definitely cannot do that. Tartan now in the bonus. So that will bring Caden Akraka to the line. Trying to give the Titans a 5-point lead, and he will. Lundstrom inbounds. Now Schultz moving up the court. Trying to get the most out of this time. Now Lucas Foss. Turning on a dime. Dishing to Matthew. Back to Lucas. Moving around. And could not Jokic his way into that one. Schultz again. That one won't go. No foul called against the Titans. 30 seconds. That one won't go. Didn't step out of bounds at the half-court mark. There are players everywhere. Oisamni did not take the 3. Back to Richmond. The shot clock is off. 15 seconds. Tartan can take the last shot if they want. 10 seconds in the first half. Wilson, floor generaling. Moving down, and the ball was last touched by a Raider. With 5.2 seconds left, they will get CJ Banks back into the game for Caden Akraka. Bunch of shooters out there right now for the Titans. But who will take the shot? Stolen by the Raiders. No, Banks gets it for 3. Won't go. Rebound Tartan, and neither will that. The Raiders survive without any more damage as we reach the half. So, at halftime, 38-43 in favor of Tartan. Live from Hastings, you're watching Minnesota State High School League basketball on Hastings Community TV.
With over 300 passionate educators, our dedication to student success has never been stronger. These educators are more than teachers.
Let's paint the picture.
They are mentors who ignite curiosity and inspire a lifelong passion for learning. Our schools provide real-world experiences through cutting-edge programs in engineering and environmental science. At Hastings, we take pride in our blend of rigorous academics and enriching arts and athletic programs. These programs nourish our students' educational journey, enhancing their creativity and discipline and fostering skills that resonate throughout their academic and personal lives. This is Hastings Public Schools, where we care, we empower, and we achieve. Students are at the heart of all we do.
Whoa.
Hi, can I help you?
Yeah, my friend Jay and I are looking for our dream home, something big. Right now I feel like I'm living on top of him.
Great, let's talk mortgages.
Wait, your bank is looking
Cozy. Yeah, we like personal interactions. But as you can see, our vault still has plenty of space for our customers' dreams.
Wow.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
He gets the pin.
What a move, what a goal! Oh, and a shot scores! The Raiders, can they get the lift? Yes, they do. Just snipes one. Oh my God!
And reaching up and making the play. It's over. Looking to throw, and she's going to get the first down.
One! Touchdown Raiders!
There's lesser known businesses and some you've heard of more, but it doesn't bother me cause I just love to explore. Interviewing owners and lending a hand. I love to assist for as long as they can stand.
Welcome back into Hastings High School. I'm Carl Warner. The Raiders are down 5 going into the second half against the 4th-ranked team in the state, the Tartans. We've seen a lot of great action tonight, a lot of fast play on defense from the Raiders, some key turnovers, and some exceptional passing being done by Tartan. Now, the Titans do have the lead here as we head into the second half, but things are definitely not out of reach for our Hastings Raiders. Thank you for joining us on Hastings Community TV. Well, let's bring you through the second half. We had a good halftime show. A little exhibition game from some of our younger Raiders. And we are all set to go here in the second half as a Raider Nation chant breaks out. Student section still alive and well as Esterby bricks that one to start the half. And the crowd is pleading with the Raiders to stay aggressive on defense. If the Raiders can play the way they did in the first half, they might be able to spring a close game at the end. Good rebound by Kraka, and he earns himself a trip to the line. That's what's been so dangerous tonight for Tartan, is they have these lethal three-point shooters, Wilson, Banks, and Richmond. And most of the time they're going to hit them. But even if they don't, they've got a Kraka down there in the paint who's going to oftentimes get those rebounds. There's a good shot. The forward for Tartan, who goes 1 for 2, but the Titans remain in possession. Back to Wilson it goes, and Richmond. Wilson from long range, down. Raiders trying to move fast. Schultz gets the layup. And yet again, we see this cross-court action. Now in the middle, underneath for a Kraka. Tartan moving the ball in all the right places so far. Raiders down by 9. Matthew Floss going back to Schultz. Floss trying to find a screen, now a mid-range jumper, which won't fall. Back the other way, Oisamni, too strong on the layup. Raider rebound. Weston Schultz moving across the timeline. Esterby 3, down! Timeout Hastings. Raiders down by 6 now as Chad Fikema talks to his group. This is a look at the first 3 that went in for Tartan. And now check out this pass, first of all, that found the corner. There it goes. And there is the 3 from Esterby. Much to the delight of the home fans here in attendance. Head coach Mark Klingsporn speaking with his Titans here in the beautiful field house at Hastings High School. You can fit 4 basketball courts in here if you take away the home bleachers, which retract. First time I've been in this facility for a while, even though I'm an alumni, so looks like we have some new seating, or at least relatively new. I don't know when they put it in. But CJ Banks giving it back to Richmond. Pass underneath is going to find the Tartan bench. That'll be Hastings' ball. The Raiders 9-3 on the year. 3-1 in conference. They were 14-13 last year, and 9-7 in conference. Finished 5th place in the Metro East. Of course, right now they're 2nd place in the Metro East. Still fairly early into this conference schedule, so a lot of teams are still bunched together. Schultz, a little strong, and then he's going to foul. In the Raiders' last game, they picked up a 67-53 win over Red Wing on Tuesday. Next time out for them will be at South St. Paul, 7 p.m. next Tuesday. And the Raiders' recent playoff happenings have not been so friendly to them. Last year, they were thumped in the section quarterfinal by Rosemont. Spinning around in the corner, won't go. Rebound for Tartan. Passing the rock around. Richmond from long range. Another rebound for Tartan, but it's going to be awarded to Hastings. They're saying that it was an offensive foul. A little bit of a push-off there for Akreka. In 2023, Hastings suffered a 63-point loss to Eastview in the section quarterfinal. And in 2022, the year before that, it was a 49-point loss to Eastview in the section quarterfinal. We mentioned in the first half, they haven't won a playoff game since 2015. Well over 3,000 days ago. And Foss was definitely fouled there. So Lucas will make a trip to the line, down 6. Well, Tartan's recent playoff happenings haven't been so friendly either. We mentioned earlier they've lost 3 years in a row to Cretin-Durham Hall in sections, just at different stages of the section. Last year it was in the final. The year before that, 2023, was in the quarterfinal, and in 22 was in the semifinal. Tartan has been a consistently very good team. They just haven't been able to make it to the state tournament. A little scrap in the corner, but they're able to get it back to Banks. Wilson, corner 3. Can't get the bounce. Another rebound for Akreka. Richmond went a little left. Another rebound for Akreka. That one won't go either. Another rebound for Tartan. Richmond got fouled. Some of the Raider fans are starting to get a little impatient as Lucas Foss takes a seat and Jacob Reuter replaces him. 14:35 left in the second half as Tartan tries to slow things down. They don't have a comfortable lead yet, only 2 possessions. They've spent a lot of time in the offensive zone, and that'll fall for CJ Banks. 9-point lead now for the Titans. Good screen. Set up. Foss goes to Esterby. Nearly stolen away, but Foss holds on to it. Esterby once more. Pump fake. This is the 3. A rebounding clinic tonight from Akreka. Somehow Wilson stays in bounds. No idea how. Banks couldn't get it to fall. Excuse me, that was Oisamni. Hastings got to practice good fundamentals here. Not desperation time yet. Reuter kicks it out for Strain. Was blocked by Akreka. And Banks hauls it away. What a run by Tartan. They're up by 11. Now Matthew Foss trying to get anything started for the Raiders. Finally ends the 5-point run. This is the biggest game this gym has seen in a long time. I mean, for the Raiders. This gym regularly does host neutral site section locations. But it's been a long time since the Raiders have played a home game of this magnitude. If the Raiders could spring a comeback here, what a statement that could be. Matthew Foss at the line. And he finishes the three-point play. And just like clockwork, now Borsay back out there for Tartan. Spending lots of time in the weight room. Gets it back. Oisamni finding his lane. Off glass. The bank is always open. Stolen away by Banks. Goes down. Richmond finishes. A 10-point lead. Timeout Hastings. And Coach Klingsporn has to be loving this. Feels like KJ Wilson has been out there the entire game for the Titans. Feels like Richmond has been out there the whole time as well. In Tartan's last game, they picked up a 43-point victory. Yes, you heard that correctly. 43-point victory at home versus Simile, the worst team in the Metro East, the only team in the conference without a conference win. They're 0-4. Next time out for next time out for Tartan, they will be at Egan, 7 p.m. next Tuesday. A matchup against the South Suburban Egan Wildcats. That'll be a fun one. Egan having a good start to the season. Under 12:30 to go here in the second half from Hastings High School. Strain. Back to Foss and Schultz. Brother to brother, using the strength and getting the dish finish. A dozen minutes left to play here in the second half. Banks throws it all the way across for Wilson. Richmond, these three guards have just been hauling the rock around all night. Banks moving down, getting it to Borsay. The 12-point lead returns for Tartan. An offensive foul. They're saying that Lucas Foss threw an elbow out. We talked about the last time these teams played at Hastings High School. The last time they played at Tartan was January 30th of last year. Hastings only lost by 4 points. Banks a little short on that three-point attempt. 11-11, make a wish, everybody. And a trip to the line is earned by Weston Schultz. Maybe that was his wish. Weston Schultz can make it a 10-point game if he sinks his second free throw here. Apologies for the announcer jinx. Nonetheless, these guards for Tartan continue to put on a show. Wilson. Defended well by Schultz. Now giving it to Banks. In the corner for Gorgon. And now Banks putting on some pretty dribbles before he was fouled. As Esterby and Reuter check back into the game. As Lucas Foss and Weston Schultz come out. KJ Wilson from the Pirate logo. Unleashing, couldn't get the buzzer beater. As the shot clock expired, and we have a stoppage here for some reason. It seems like everybody's a little confused. We're not exactly sure what's happened here, but it looks like we had a transition foul. And the ball's going to go to Tartan. The Raiders' 6th foul of the game. And Coach Fikema getting an explanation for what just occurred. This Gorgon moving down against Lundstrom, and Gorgon wins that battle. Biggest deficit of the game for the Raiders. And stolen away by Tartan. Banks trying to cash in, keeping it alive. Somehow, some way, Borsay came up with that ball. But now they're going to award it to the Raiders. Under 10 minutes to go here in the second half. Lundstrom to inbound. Now Foss. And Reuter trying to find a passing partner. Esterby. Reuter gets it back, and he was fouled. I don't think Borsay believes it too much. Weston Schultz coming into the game, number 5 for the Raiders. Outgoing is Hendrickson, number 1. Throw in from Foss, finds its way into the Raider bench, but it was last touched by CJ Banks. So the ball will stay with the Raiders, who are down by 13. 9:31 left to go. Do the Raiders have a comeback in them? Now Esterby. Reuter gives way. Putting the moves on. Holding onto the ball. And he got fouled. Much to the excitement of the Raider fans. Lucas Foss coming back into the game for Jacob Reuter. Lundstrom gets a screen. But immediately stolen. Rebound by Tartan, keeping it in. Banks. Borsay in those pink shoes. Now Banks gets it back, and now Richmond. Richmond from long range. Air ball. And he stepped out of bounds, going to the Raiders. Raiders crossing half court. Foss. Last touched by a Titan, officials say. Last year, the Titans only lost one conference game. It was to St. Thomas Academy on the road. Otherwise, they were 15-1 in the conference. Strain underneath for Foss. Now Schultz gets fouled again. Esterby at the line for the Raiders on a 2-game winning streak. Raiders down by 11. Tartan trying to maximize all the time they have left. It's just been tennis with these two all night, Banks and Richmond. Well, right now it's Wilson and Richmond. Wilson down to Borsay. Back to Richmond. Wilson for three. Down. The lead grows to 14. In desperation, seemingly sinking in for the Raiders. Esterby can't hit. Moving it around. Wilson. Content to hold it. 18 seconds. That one did not hit the top, but rebound Tartan. Richmond gets fouled. If anything, regardless of whether the Raiders were going to keep this a closer game or not, tonight has been a masterclass in rebounding by the Tartan Titans. Absolute biggest reason why Tartan is in the lead right now. Can't even begin to mention how great the rebounding has been tonight for Tartan. And Schmidt comes back in the game for the Titans with Richmond at the line. .7:12 to go in the second half, down by 15. Foss gives the screen, now he gets the ball. A rare three-pointer, and rare for a reason. Foss, another good screen. The foul's going to be called on Tartan. As Coach Fikema looks on, knowing that the Raiders aren't fully out of it yet, hoping that they are one run away Now Foss at the line. And Bernatz comes into the game. And Foss gets both to go. Raiders are down by a baker's dozen with 6:47 to go in the second half. Carl Warner for Hastings Community TV. Thank you for those joining us on YouTube tonight, as well as SCC TV. I thought it was blocked, but it was just a pass. Rebound by Tartan. We've been saying that a lot tonight. Tartan just masterfully passing the ball. 7 on the shot clock. Short, but another Tartan rebound. KJ Wilson out to Richmond, and Wilson once more. Raiders putting almost no pressure on these exterior guards. Wilson gets it back, and that NBA 3 would not go. Under 6 to go in the second half. From Hastings, Minnesota, where the Raiders were only down by 5 going into halftime, but that lead has grown. Another foul on Tartan. These are really starting to stack up. That's their 8th foul. As Gorgon and Schmidt come out of the game for the Titans, we return to Marlo Strain at the line. And one more shot for Strain. Rebound Raiders. What a comforting thing that is to say. Great pass underneath. Could not get the finish, but the Raiders get another rebound. Here's Esterby giving it to Foss. Esterby once more. 9 seconds on the shot clock. Esterby, you got to make something happen here. 2, 1, got to put up a prayer. Raiders couldn't get a good shot there. Oisamni. Oh my goodness, I thought he almost saved that, but they say he stepped out. Under 5 to go from Hastings High School, where the Raiders are down 12. And it is Raider ball, pressured by Wilson. Now Matthew Foss will carry it up. Guarded by Wilson as the other Foss tries to set a screen, and the foul will be called. No! That's going to be an offensive foul. Tartan will get the possession. Wilson on to Richmond and Banks. Long 3 from Richmond. Unable to go. It'll be Raider ball. The Raiders are only down by 12, and I don't know if anybody else has noticed in the last 5 minutes of gameplay, but Tartan really hasn't been able to hit any recent threes. I don't know if that's just me, but long 3 from Floss, which will go. Foss gets the Raiders back within 10. Just an awesome screen set here to get Matthew open, and then Foss just buries it. Doesn't get any better than that. Got to keep this one interesting. Yeah, student section's into it. Or at least most of them are. Or, excuse me, that person's not in the student section. But they're all on their feet, as they have been the whole game. There's head coach Chad Fikema going over some instructions. The Raiders well within spitting distance of a comeback here. The junior varsity game just before this ended in dramatic fashion with Tartan getting a last-minute miracle 3. Could we see something similar here in the varsity game? Just as we've seen the whole game, Richmond and Banks throwing it around. If they can get a three-pointer here, you got to imagine that would almost seal the deal, as that one's going to be called on Weston Schultz. And then the foul was on the floor. Well, you got to get the first one to earn the second one. And he has. So with under 4 minutes to go, the number 4 team ranked in the state of Minnesota has an 11-point lead on the Hastings Raiders. Schultz nearly took an elbow to the face as Foss dishes it to his brother. And that's a double dribble, which is very much exciting the Tartan bench. Well, we saw him need an inbound, and the Raiders got to play some killer defense here if they want to get within any sort of comeback room. And that's a good place to start if you're the blue and gold. Moving down, Schultz. And one. CJ Banks fouled him. Or excuse me, it looks like it was Richmond. Goodness gracious, those numbers from afar are in that particular font. Can Schultz bring it within 8? Yes, he can. As Bernance checks into the game, number 2 for the Raiders. Raiders, 1 timeout left. Tartan has 3. It's down to a 3-possession game for Richmond. Pressure defended and stolen away by Foss. 3 minutes to go. Raiders get a huge steal. Got to play smart here. Foss. Underneath, that'll go. 2-possession game in Hastings. 2:47 in the second half. Crunch time now for CJ Banks, who's guarded profusely by Bernance. Richmond Now here's the pressure on defense, but a reach-in foul. And it looks like Weston Schultz is returning to the scorer's table. Here's a replay of that great bucket from Lucas Foss. So Weston Schultz coming back in the game. 2:30 to go. 6-point game. Now to 7. Let's see how much Raider pride Hastings has tonight. Down by 8 with 2:30 to go. Esterby passed it away, nearly stolen. Dangerous ball movement. Matthew Foss got it to his brother, who finished the job. Back to a 6-point lead. Remember, Tartan has all 3 timeouts if they want to give their players some rest. Things getting interesting here at the end. Another turnover. Schultz gets it. Gives it to Foss. Underneath is Strain. Reverse. Layup is in. Raiders have it down to 4. 1:40 to go. As Schultz picks up the foul. Here's a replay on this last bucket by Marlo Strain. And he misses the first one. Crucial free throws here for CJ Banks. He missed them both. And the Raiders get the rebound. Schultz to Foss. Underneath. No foul called. Now Wilson. Blocked! Matthew Foss climbed the ladder. But they're saying it's a foul. Here's the replay. Now, of course, the fans in attendance here don't have access to the replay like we do here online, but I think there's a thought that may have been all ball. KJ Wilson misses the first free throw. Tartan is not playing very clutch right now. They just missed 2 free throws, but now they'll go 1 for 2. 5-point lead for the Titans. Under 90 seconds to go from Hastings High School. Crucial possession for the Raiders. Weston Schultz. Got it to Foss. Underneath! 1 possession lead for the Tartan Titans. You want high school basketball in Minnesota? Look no further. Raiders and Titans, 3-point difference under 1 minute to go. You're watching Hastings Community TV. This is Raider basketball. Ja'Kai Richmond makes way. CJ Banks, 13 seconds on the shot clock. They lost the ball. It's going to be a backcourt violation. Holy smokes! Inbound. Goes to Strain. Now Foss. Giving to Esterby. Tie game! 25 seconds. No timeout taken. The shot clock is off. Richmond and Banks, the way it's been the whole game. Can the Raiders get a stop? It is thunderous in here. Banks. Who will take the shot? Banks up the lane, and it falls! 2 seconds, timeout, Raiders! Unbelievable scenes with 2 seconds to go. Will the Raiders be able to get a shot off? Here was the three made by Esterby to tie the game. Now here's the question. With 2 seconds to go, can Coach Fikema draw something up? Here was the last play made by CJ Banks. Play of the game as far as I'm concerned for now. There's 30 seconds left in this timeout. Chad Fikema is talking things over right now with his players. Can the Raiders get something drawn up? A three-pointer to win the game against the undefeated Tartan Titans. Can you get a shot with Foss or Esterby? Or will the Raiders try to send this to overtime? Nonetheless, the ball is advanced, and it looks like Foss is going to start underneath the basket. 2 seconds to go. Will we see a historic sight in Hastings? Full court pass coming for Foss. Timeout taken by Tartan, smartly by Mark Klingsporn. He got a look at what Hastings was planning on doing, and now he will talk things over one last time with his own gang. At one point this half, the Raiders trailed by 13. And it looks like Tartan has been able to hold on, but the Raiders are going to have one more chance. You've been watching Hastings Community TV. Carl Warner on the call tonight. Ten seconds left in the timeout. What has Chad Fikema drawn up? These Raider fans showing their support. 2 seconds in the game. Foss will inbound. What play have they drawn up? We saw a miraculous buzzer beater at the barn at the University of Minnesota last night. Will we get one here in Hastings? Foss to his brother. Oh my. Tartan holds on. They remain undefeated. 13-0 on the season. And Hastings got it real close. Oh my goodness, everybody catch your breath. 73-71 is the final score tonight, as the Raiders take a really heartbreaking loss considering what just happened. We look at our upcoming broadcasts. On the 21st, we'll have girls basketball versus South St. Paul. On the 23rd, boys hockey versus Simley. 24th of January, wrestling versus Wayzata and Prior Lake. And on the 28th of January, girls hockey versus Woodbury. A huge shout out tonight to everybody who came out and our incredible crew. Camera operators Tori Sellner, Max Slocum, and Ian Andersek. graphics, replay, producing by the incredible Hunter Pinky. And I'm Carl Warner. I've been your play-by-play announcer this evening. What a game from Hastings, Minnesota. The Raiders lose by 2 to the number 4 ranked team in the state, and they had a chance to win it at the end. Nonetheless, we had a lot of fun tonight. Thank you for joining us on Hastings Community TV. Have a great night, everyone. Signing off, I'm Carl Warner.